All right, so can I practice English alone? Well, it's a type of question that I usually get. Most people ask me the same question. Well, can I practice English alone? Is it really a thing? Can I actually do it? Or is it just a thing, that people say on every other video? But there are no evidence that someone's actually improving, doing the thing using this method. So what do you think? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an answer for this question. All right. All right, so can you actually practice English alone? Well, most people think you need a speaking partner or a teacher or like a class to improve your English, right? But the truth is, you can actually practice English completely alone, very much alone. In fact, this is exactly how many people improve their English. Well, that's how I did, basically in the beginning, right? Because there was a time I was a beginner, right? All right, so let me tell you the truth about learning English, all right? Now, many learners believe that they cannot improve their English unless they speak with other people, right? But that's actually not true. Speaking with others is actually really helpful, right? For long term, you need someone to talk with. But the thing is, if you rely on someone, your progress will be slow, right? So here's the secret. You need to practice every day. And the easiest way to do that is to practice alone. All right, number one, talk to yourself. The first method is very simple. Just talk to yourself, all right? Now, this might sound really strange in the beginning. You're probably gonna think, how can I talk to myself? But the thing is, it actually works. It really works. It worked for me. Now, here's how you should do it. When you're walking, when you're cooking, when you're doing something alone, just try to talk about it. And the thing is, you're actually doing this thing every day, but in your native language. But the thing is, you haven't really realized that. Like, for example, you're doing something and you're actually bored of that. You don't really like doing the thing that you're doing. So you're just going to say that, you know, I don't like it. I'm doing this. I wonder why I'm doing this. Maybe I shouldn't do this. You probably do this thing every day, but in your native language. All right. And that's going to change. Just try to do that thing in English, the same thing that you do in your native language. All right. Let's try to describe the thing. Just try to express your feeling through that. Right. If you don't really like something, just say, no, I don't like it. It doesn't matter if you're talking to someone. Even if you're alone, just try to talk about it. Right. You picking something up, just say, oh, I'm picking this up. Right. Oh, it's a book. Right. I'm reading this book. I really like this book. Right. I'm using my phone. I was scrolling through Instagram and I like something. I'll be like, I really like the thing that I'm watching. All right. Anything. It doesn't matter. Even if you're making mistakes, like grammatical mistakes, it doesn't matter. Just try to say it. All right. And that's how you're going to talk to yourself in the beginning. All right. That was number one. All right. Number two. Quite simple. Very simple. And I'm pretty sure you probably must have heard about it. Think in English. Yep. Another powerful method is thinking in English. Now, many learners, when they're speaking in English, when they're learning English, they're going to think in their first language, in their native language, right? And then they're going to translate it in English. Well, it's like a long process, right? You're talking to someone. If someone asks you a question, you're going to think about it in your native language, and then you'll translate it in English, right? And that's going to take a lot of time. And when you keep doing that thing, well, you're going to realize that the conversation is already over, right? Because the person you're talking with, he's not going to wait for too long for you to think, right? So, yep, start to think in English. Instead of thinking in your first language, in your native language, start to think in English, right? And exactly the way you're going to do it is by thinking, like the basic word in the beginning, right? Of course, you're not going to think about big things in English, like long phrases and long sentences in the beginning, right? Because your brain, your mind is not really trained for that. It is trained for your first language, but not for English, for your second language, for your other language, right? So start to think word by word, sentences by sentences, right? And try to think in a full phrase, not a single word, not just one word, like the whole phrase, all right? Like, for example, think about you want to do something, right? Just try to think about it in English. It's like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and do that thing, It's Saturday today. It's Sunday today. I do have a plan for Sunday. I'm probably going to go out and, have fun with my friends, practice a little English with them, right? It's like a whole sentence, like a whole phrase that you think about and then you say it. And that's how you also talk to yourself, right? So you think about something and then you talk about it in English, all right? It's connected. All right, number three, shadowing. Well, this right here is my personal favorite method. It's quite easy, right? You watch something on YouTube or maybe like a movie, right? You watch anything and then you pick a character that you really like. right? Maybe like a guy, maybe like a girl, right? And try to mimic the thing that they are saying, right? Try to repeat the thing that they are saying. It doesn't matter if you're making a mistake. It doesn't matter if you can't get the right pronunciation or maybe the accent, right? Just repeat it. Just repeat the thing that they're saying. Just do it for 10 minutes, maybe like 15 minutes, right? So you pick a character, like maybe like, I can't really think of anything on top of my head right now, but like you're watching like an anime, right? There's like this guy, like an anime character, right? That you really like. And you're watching in English, like English dub, right? And just try to repeat the thing that they're saying, word by word, sentences by sentences, all right? Once you keep doing that thing, you're gonna get a hang of it, like the way they are saying, right? The way they're framing the word in their head, and then they're saying it, right? It's like a dialogue, like a full dialogue, right? So now instead of learning words, what you're doing is you're learning that entire phrase, like an entire sentence, right? And then you're storing it in your head. And given the chance, like when you're talking to someone, that thing, it's just gonna pop out automatically when you're talking. You won't even think about it. Like someone's asking you a question and you have the answer for that in your head. It's like a full phrase that you already probably must have heard somewhere else. But you know the phrase, you know the sentence, you're just gonna say it instantly, right? You're not gonna think about it because you know the word, you know the phrase. You already know it, so you're not gonna think about it. You're not gonna translate it from your first language because you already know. You probably must have heard it somewhere else before, right? And then you remember it and then you say it given the chance, all right? That's how shadowing is gonna help you with your accent and also with, storing phrases and sentences up in your head. You're not gonna forget it once you learn it. So yes, the answer to the question, can I practice English alone? Is obviously yes, of course you can, right? There are certain things, there are certain methods that you follow in order to achieve something, right? And if you do it in the right way, I'm pretty sure you're gonna ace it, you're gonna learn it. No matter what, no one's gonna stop you, and you're probably gonna do it better than anyone else, all right? Just keep practicing, right? That's the only goal. Don't think about anything else. Don't worry about what people's gonna think. If I do this, if I do that, if I talk to myself, people are probably gonna think that I'm crazy, that I'm insane. Don't think about it, because at the end, no one's gonna care about you but yourself. All right, so keep practicing, keep learning, and have fun, all right? And go ahead and subscribe to my channel and like the video, all right? Until then, have a good one.